But what you don't know is that when you send me money on PayPal, it actually gives me your full name. So Charlie, thank you for the $1 dono, Charlie. I hope that for whatever reason, you find actual time to do something in your life.
When something really, really bad is going on in your life, there are two acceptable responses. Good and, you know what? I'll make it through. That's it.
I made a mistake and I do apologize to Twitch and I appreciate them for unbanning me, by the way. Thank you very much.
Just because her mom died, you treat her like... No! I treated her because I don't like her.
Hello everyone, and today we are talking about two terrible Twitch streamers, or more, their terrible apologies to their terrible actions. The first streamer I'll be talking about is Nadia, and the second streamer I'll talk about is WeFoundTheBody. Now, starting with Nadia, what did she do? Well, she doxed a viewer, and to be clear what doxing is, it is the search for and publish of private or identifying information about a particular person on the internet, typically with malicious intent.
So I just want to say, Daddy Slayer, I know you used your name as Daddy Slayer and you said enjoy using cheats, but what you don't know is that when you send me money on PayPal, it actually gives me your full name. So Charlie, thank you for the $1 dono, Charlie. I hope that for whatever reason, you find actual time to do something in life, because now you look like an idiot. Again, Charlie, in space, if anyone wants to know. Don't appreciate that. That will go towards my McDonald's Happy Meal fund. Appreciate that again, man.
Now, just for context, so you know, this person was sending multiple donations in order to troll her or to just bother her about her cheating allegations about the game, which I don't really think it's that big of a deal. She could have just blocked him. I mean, he was probably going to charge back those PayPal donations anyway, but she got really petty and she had to expose his full legal name and spelled out the last name, just so people would know how to spell it. Now, if that's not with malicious intent, I don't know what it is. She's being annoyed by this person. Well, now she's going to expose this person's real name. That's a part of doxing, giving up personal, private information. That's not just an address. That can also be a name. Now, I personally, if I was getting annoyed, I probably just would have banned the person and not dox them, because that's very irresponsible as someone who is a public figure. Not a good precedent to set when you're saying this is okay as well.
Is it doxing? Like, yeah, technically. Also, I don't care. We have to stop pretending we care for content, because it's so boring. If she had released this guy's like information, like where he lived, I'd be like, yeah, but like his name was like, for whatever we know, his name is Charles Barkley, and like, oh, let me Google. Oh my God, there's 7,500 million Charles Barkleys in the world. I don't care.
In this clip, I'm not really sure what Papa Gut is on. I did come to bat for him in the Deaf Noodle situation, which he was still being wronged in that, but here he's wrong. He's very wrong about this. And what he goes on to say next, I also disagree with.
I should put it in this video and just have Papa Gut's full name and say, hey dude, this is him, and then he'll...
Well, I'd say it's a little bit different to say the name of some random person donating versus my name. But at the end of the day, if people, when my name inevitably comes out, it's going to be annoying because I wanted to keep it private, but nothing's going to end up happening. I just don't feel like putting my name out there. I'm going to be pissed off, obviously, but come on, bro, why would you do that? But the reality is that like nothing's going to happen if my name comes out. How many content creators do we know have their name out there and nothing bad happens to them? I would be annoyed because I'm trying to keep that private, and I get that person is too, but I'm also not... I'm not like sending hate messages, like hate comments in somebody's stream about it. You know what I mean?
Whether a content creator's name is released or a content creator releases a viewer's name, it's the same amount of people that could possibly do something malicious to them. Just an L for Papa Gut this time, but overall, you should not weaponize your fan base to go after anyone, especially someone who doesn't even have a platform. Like I said in my tweet about this, if it's so bad, go to the police about it. Don't weaponize your fan base. And also, let's not justify this behavior because this person was trolling her, because it's still unacceptable. Anyway, let's move on to her terrible apology to this whole situation.
I got banned for sharing personal information about somebody. So I kept getting a donation that popped up on my stream labels, and it was a person that was sending me hate, and the name was anonymous, and they did it 4 times. I was confused because one, I'm just like, okay, the first time, you know, I do get hate on donations sometimes because, you know, they think it's funny to just have it pop up on the screen, and I usually do get that. This is not new, but I haven't had somebody do it 4 times.
I like how she acknowledges this is a common occurrence, but this time it just turned out to be different.
I was honestly really irritated, and in a moment of weakness, I said, when you get a donation on your phone, the name of the person pops up. So I said the person's first and last name. And I just want to point out that all I did was say his first and last name. I know that there's rumors going around that I leaked the address of the person, but I didn't.
This statement does not sit well with me in an apology. It just seems like she's trying to downplay what she did. Like, oh, I only gave his first and last name. You know, there's something going around, crazy conspiracy.
Insane, crazy, overblown conspiracy theory.
And like I said, in a moment of weakness, I kind of just said what was on my mind, and I realize now that I shouldn't have done that. Look at my TikTok comments right now. They're mostly hate. And I do play into it. I'm not trying to play the victim card. What I'm saying is, though, is I'm still trying to learn from it.
So she mentions that she does play into the hate, so I'm wondering why in the world would she dox a viewer for giving her hate when she does play into it, and that's her way of dealing with it.
I made a mistake, and I do apologize to Twitch, and I appreciate them for unbanning me, by the way. Thank you very much. And I want to continue this, and I know in continuing this, I'm going to continue getting more hate. So I need to learn how to deal with this, and I'm going to.
Now, hate is just a common part of being a public figure or a content creator. All of us have to learn how to deal with hate properly. She seemed to have the right idea by playing into it. She wasn't potentially putting somebody's life in danger by doxing them.
And I appreciate everyone that still supports me and understands that I am human. I don't know where I'd be without you guys. Like I said, I really appreciate everyone who supports me. And I'm sorry if I let you guys down today. I promise I won't do that again, and I'm still learning.
Now, this is obviously not a real apology, because she did not apologize to the Charlie viewer. She only apologized to her audience, and she apologized to Twitch, which is not really the ones you should be apologizing to, huh? But yeah, she goes on to talk about how she just blew up and she's still learning, and fair enough, we are all human, but we shouldn't justify this kind of behavior in any sort of way. I do believe she deserved the ban. It should have been for the whole 2 weeks, but she got about 5 to 6 hours of a ban for possibly putting somebody's life in danger. That's the whole idea of doxing, is to put somebody in a bad spot by exposing their personal information. Now let's go on to WeFoundTheBody. Now, a regular viewer of his stream came on stream after being gone for a while. He asks, "Where have you been?" She says, "Well, my mom passed away." His response to that was a bit explosive.
Curvy, where the have you been? Oh my god. Well, tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not going to do? We're not going to talk about it in my chat, because it's Friday, and that is a whole big bucket of bummer. And I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not doing that in my chat. Thank you. Well, okay, Miss Dirty Curvy, you said, no, that's fine. You asked, so I told. No, I didn't ask you to tell me the biggest bummer news in the world. I said, hey, what's up? How are you?
And it gets a little worse from here, because he goes on to give her a lecture in proper Twitch chat etiquette, I guess.
You know what? Let me give you a little bit of a lesson, Miss Nerdy Curvy. When something really, really bad is going on in your life, and in a public forum, someone asks you, hey, what's up? How are you? There are two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through. That's it. How are you? Good, or you know what? I'll make it through. Awesome. Love to hear it.
He does continue on even further.
Oh, I asked you where you were. Look, Mr. Curvy, I'm just subtly trying to tell you that unloading really heavy news in people's chats on Twitch is not like good etiquette. It's not the place to do it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's it. I figured this is a good opportunity to inform you. Heavy news like that, when someone asks, hey, where have you been? You don't need to tell them, well, my dog died, my husband left me for a younger woman, my house burnt down, and my car got stolen. So I've been a little bit busy. That's why I haven't been around. Because it's like, oh, God, like, like, you know, like, if someone asks, like, hey, what's up? Where have you been? And it's heavy, just be like, I had a bunch of going on, so I've been lying low for a little while. Got it.
Yeah, Yeah, so he completely humiliated his viewer who is going through a really hard time, losing a parent. I imagine it's very difficult to go through. And his response is like, well, I'm sorry, but basically you're ruining my day because something terrible is happening to you. A normal human being would probably be like, stay strong. This isn't the whole trauma dumping he's trying to make it out to be in his apology, which is not really an apology, but we'll go into that in a second. Now, just to elaborate a little bit more, this is pretty unacceptable behavior because, well, she's going through a hard time, obviously, and he gives her a lecture on how to talk in Twitch chat. You think that's a good time to lecture somebody? She simply stated the fact she was gone was because her mom had passed away.
Zach, for one, sorry for your loss, man. Losing a parent, losing someone you love, you know, a pet, it's never easy, right? It sucks.
Now that is an example of how you properly handle the exact same situation. And since it was just a clip, there was more to it. He said a little bit more to make him feel better about losing a parent, but that's just a small sample of what he could have done.
Firstly, it is well known in my channel that I do not tolerate heavy news, drama, or trauma dumping, if you will, being entered or dropped into the chat. This has been discussed and explained and made clear many times while I've been live over the last 4+ years that I've been on Twitch.
I like how he emphasizes that he's been on Twitch for 4 years and this has always been the rules, this and that, but he had to educate his regular viewer, aggressively mind you, about how he does not like this in the chat.
The clip that this individual has provided was edited and chopped up to cut out a lot of the context and dialogue required, I feel, to fairly assess the matter as it truly unfolded. You've seen the edit, but what it doesn't show is that twice I didn't acknowledge her comments about the deceased family member on purpose. I read them to myself, but didn't react in depth in an attempt to simply avoid having the stream temporarily hijacked by this type of heavy, serious trauma commenting. Previously, she shared in my chat very personal, detailed, potentially triggering comments regarding a toxic relationship that she was involved in. And this was approximately a year and some months ago. And at that time, I did in fact let her know that I don't appreciate or entertain that type of commenting in my channel. Her and I met in Discord. We spoke privately and discussed her relationship situation as friendly acquaintances. And she expressed to me that she understood why I don't like that sort of thing being entered into my chat. We had an understanding.
Now his explanation really bothers me. Just the whole, oh, you're not allowed to say anything, energy bringing down in the chat is kind of just toxic in his own way, but he said he has messages with her privately on Discord. So instead of blowing up on her, he could have just privately messaged her on Discord and asked her not to talk about it anymore. Not make it this huge issue.
It's not my job to take on people's grief or drama while I'm live. Big or small, seemingly harmless or not. It's just not my job. It is my job, however, unfortunately, to have to repeatedly explain to specific individuals that they violated the channel rules and chat expectations to not share heavy, energy-changing news or drama in the chat. Now, I understand that I was somewhat harsh and crass and insensitive to this woman. I'm sorry for that. I have apologized. I'm still sorry for it. I'm sorry for hurting her feelings and for being about it. But I'm not sorry for reminding her and others in the community to leave your baggage at the door when you enter someone's chat.
The leave your baggage at the door statement hits me as very entitled. It's unrealistic for everyone to be able to do that, and for you to have those expectations in the first place.
I understand that my personality, my demeanor, my choice of words isn't for everyone. I am a very strong flavor that a lot of people don't like, and I'm okay with that. I don't pander. I don't pussyfoot around something that bothers me or needs to be said. I don't mind informing someone that their chat etiquette sucks, no matter the situation, clearly. And for those of you on Twitter that want to crucify me, you know, you want to chop me up and roast me, have at it.
He is the victim in this situation because she dared to say her mother passed away in stream. God forbid anyone talk about anything negative in his stream.
I know you know about what's happening lately, you know, on Twitter and stuff, and I just want to thank you for bringing some people to the channel, and hopefully, like, if you could, and this is part of the prayer, just make them not be a bunch of whining. Like, if at all possible. I know you can't control the internet and people have free will, so they're gonna do what they want.
So after his apology, he did a little prayer to God that all of his newcomers were not going to be little bubble-blowing babies.
All bubble-blowing babies will be beaten senseless by
Sounds like he was very sorry that he was very rude to someone who just lost a parent. But there is more.
I've been through worse, okay? One time I put myself during okay? I was actually able to successfully blame it on the cat. All right? And still to this day, there's a cat out there that's a very naughty cat, okay? A very poopy cat. All right? That's okay. So I've been through some stuff. You know what? I mean, I can handle a situation is what I'm trying to tell you.
Now I'm gonna start with, I got this clip from Maggot Edits on Twitter. Secondly, why are you bragging about something that is so humiliating to yourself? Why would you share that information? And why would you blame it on a cat and be proud that you blamed it on the cat? It's very Amber Heard of you. And it just tells me the way you handle your crappy situations is you blame someone else, which is exactly what you did.
There's so many people being like, what a mother, why did you did that? You're such a piece of just because her mom died, you treat her like no. I treated her like because I don't like her. I'm sorry for that. I have apologized. I'm still sorry for it. And I just want to let you all know, I am not blaming her, and I'm not the victim. Okay? She's wrong. I'm wrong. My reaction was wrong. Her doing that was wrong. We're both wrong. Oh, we get that? You got that?
I'm not gonna lie, the first time I seen that clip, I was left speechless. For one, who tells a story like that besides DSP?
Patoom, patoom, patoom.
For two, why are you still blaming her for the whole situation when you're the one that blew up? You control your own actions, you can't control hers. Be a grown-up. This guy doesn't want to connect to his audience, and well, sure, that's fine. Doesn't make him a good streamer, doesn't make him a good person. And something that was brought up, I believe, by Repsion's video in this is toxic positivity. It's very unhealthy to force constant positivity because that's just not realistic. And with a smaller stream, it makes sense that the viewers would feel more connected to the streamer and to the other chatters that they see on the daily. And if they feel the need to air out their frustrations on occasion, I think that's perfectly healthy. If it's drama dumping, then obviously that's something different. As someone who is about to start streaming, I've learned a lot about what not to do, because at the end of the day, every chatter is a person. So you kind of have to think about that a little bit. Not just thinking they're little NPCs, and if one gets out of line, you snap at them. Now, I do believe that both of these streamers, Nadia and WeFoundTheBody, sort of forgot what that part of streaming is. You shouldn't just lash out on your viewers, and you shouldn't put basically a bounty on your viewers either. But that's the end of the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!
You know what? I mean, I can handle a situation is what I'm trying to tell you. All right?